Stop for a moment, my child. Do not move past this encounter as if it were ordinary. Do not dismiss it as just another piece of content on your screen, because it is not. This is not random. This is not coincidence. You have been brought here with intention. There is a reason your attention paused at this exact point, even if you cannot explain it. You were not simply scrolling. You were guided into this space, and I am speaking into your life now because what you carry inside has reached a point where silence can no longer hold it back. I have stepped into your awareness deliberately. I have entered your moment because what is inside your heart has become too heavy to ignore. I know what was on your mind just before these words reached you. I know the quiet pressure sitting in your chest, the kind you do not easily explain to anyone else. You have tried to push it away. You have tried to distract yourself. You have tried to act like it is not there, but it followed you anyway. It was there in your quiet moments. It stayed with you in the night when everything else was still. It returned in your thoughts when no one else was around. And now, in this very moment, I am speaking directly into that space. Not in general, not vaguely, but into you. You are not invisible in a crowd. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten in the noise of the world. I have brought you here because I know what your inner voice has been asking for. Even when you could not shape those thoughts into words, your silence has been speaking louder than you realize. You have been holding things inside that you did not know how to release. Emotions you could not explain. Thoughts you did not feel safe sharing. You feared misunderstanding, so you kept them buried. But I understand. I see the weight you carry. I see the exhaustion you hide. I see the questions that repeat in your mind when everything else is quiet. And because I see you clearly, I will not stay silent. Do not turn away from this moment too quickly, because what you longed for in your hardest night is hidden in what you are hearing now. Yes, I saw that night. I saw the heaviness that pressed against your thoughts. I saw the moment your emotions became too much to contain. I saw your uncertainty about the future. I saw your strength feel smaller than your situation. I saw you quietly ask, even without words, what comes next? That question reached me, and now an answer is being spoken into your life. But you must remain here. Do not rush past this, because there is something your spirit has been waiting to recognize. These are not empty words. This is direction. This is clarity reaching into confusion. Even the tears you thought no one noticed were not ignored. Every single one was seen. You may have hidden them quickly. You may have turned away so others would not notice. You may have smiled while carrying pain inside. But nothing was hidden from me. I saw every drop of emotion. I saw every moment your strength felt like it was fading. I saw the silence where you had no words left to explain yourself. And I want you to understand this deeply. Your pain was never unseen. It did not vanish into nothing. It reached me. It mattered. That is why I am speaking now. Not with distance, but with urgency and care that has never left you. If you have stayed with these words until now, I want you to recognize something important. That choice to remain, to listen instead of walking away, is not small. It is a sign of quiet strength you may not even notice in yourself. If this space has ever brought you even a moment of calm, even a breath of relief in a heavy day, then that matters. And if you feel moved to support or remain connected to this space, you are free to do so through the link provided in the description. But what matters most is that you are here now. What you are carrying was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal something within you that you had not yet fully seen. It does not feel that way in the moment. It feels heavy, it feels confusing, it feels overwhelming at times. But this is not destruction. This is unveiling. There is strength inside you that has not fully surfaced. There is resilience within you that you have not yet fully recognized. There is endurance inside you that is stronger than what you currently believe. Everything you have been through has been pressing against you. Not to break you, but to bring out what was already within you. What you thought was falling apart was actually being shaped. What felt like loss of identity was actually discovery of deeper self. Even now, something is shifting. Even if you cannot see it fully yet, movement has already begun, not later, not someday. Now there are alignments forming that are not yet visible to you. There are changes unfolding beneath what you can currently perceive. Your answers are already in motion. Do not measure progress only by what your eyes can see in this moment, because much of what is being built begins before it becomes visible. You are standing at the edge of transition. Even if everything looks the same on the surface, something within your path has already started to change. The storm you felt last night is already losing its force. You may still feel echoes of it, but its strength is not what it was. The pressure is beginning to loosen. The confusion is beginning to quiet. The weight is beginning to shift. And even if you do not fully sense it yet, you are closer to peace than you realize. You have never been forgotten. You have never been outside of awareness. You have always been seen, even in your most hidden moments. When you feel like you are only one face lost inside a large crowd, I want you to hold on to this exact moment and realize something deeper. I see you as an individual, not as a group, not as a number, but fully, personally, without distance. I did not release this message into randomness, hoping it might reach someone somewhere. It was directed with precision toward you, because I already knew you would arrive at it at this moment. This is not accident. This is connection. This is not probability. This is purpose. There are many parts of your life that feel unclear right now, many areas that feel unsettled or confusing. But this moment is not one of them. This moment carries clarity. This moment is intentional. This is a voice stepping into your reality with direction and meaning. You might not yet understand the full picture. You are not required to understand everything at once. What matters first is this: I am here speaking into your life, reaching toward you, reminding you that you are not walking through your situation alone. I am aware of the times you felt invisible. I know the moments when you questioned whether anyone truly grasped what you were going through. I know the days when your life felt like it was moving forward without direction or meaning. But listen closely now. Nothing about your life is without value. Nothing in your path has gone unnoticed. Even the moments that felt empty, even the days that felt ordinary, even the struggles that seemed pointless, none of it is unseen. Even when you could not recognize it, I was observing everything clearly. You did not end up here by chance. You were guided here. Your steps were influenced in ways you did not perceive at the time. Your attention paused here because this is exactly where you needed to hear this voice. I understand how quickly your thoughts can move, how easily your focus shifts from one thing to another. Yet you are still here, still listening, still present in this moment. That alone is not random. That is attention being held long enough for something important to reach you. I want you to feel this truth deeply, not as something overwhelming, but as something steadying. You are known, you are seen, you are not overlooked in this moment. Out of everything competing for your attention, you are here now. That is significant, and I am speaking into that space directly. I remember how you appear when you are strong. I also recognize how you appear when exhaustion settles in. I understand how you present yourself around others, and I understand how you feel when no one is watching. I see your expressions, your private thoughts, your struggles, and the questions you keep hidden. Yet even with all of that known, this moment still reaches you intentionally, not because you are flawless, not because everything is in order, but because there is something deeper within your path, and what is ahead of you carries meaning beyond what you currently see. There is a record of every act of kindness, every moment of faith, every small seed of hope that has been placed. What you give, even something as simple as the cost of a coffee through KO, becomes part of a larger chain of impact. It continues forward, reaching others who sit in silence, wondering if they are seen. What you contribute does not disappear. It continues to move forward in ways you cannot fully track. This is not random contact. This is a moment of alignment between your present and something greater unfolding. You may not feel immediate change. You may not see visible shifts right now, but something is already moving within you. Something is being formed beneath the surface. Something is being awakened that will not leave you unchanged. Do not treat this as ordinary. What is happening now carries intention. It is directed toward you with purpose. You are being reminded that you are not walking alone through your life. I have been present, I continue to be present, and I am speaking now because this is the moment your awareness needed this voice. Stay here mentally. Do not allow distraction to pull you away from what is being revealed. Every word is directed toward you. This is not random exposure to content. This is a calling into attention. I want to take you back to a night you tried to move past. A moment that stayed inside you longer than you wanted it to. I saw that night completely. Not from a distance. Not after the fact, but in real time, as it unfolded. I witnessed the exact moment when your emotions became too heavy to contain silently. You may have dismissed it as just another difficult night, another moment of overwhelm, another emotional breakdown, but from my perspective it carried deeper meaning. It revealed what had been building inside you for a long time. I saw when everything around you became still, while inside your mind nothing settled. I saw the end of external noise while internal thoughts became louder. You attempted to distract yourself. You tried to redirect your attention. You moved from thought to thought, hoping for relief. But the weight remained. It followed you into silence. It remained present when nothing else could distract you from it. Slowly, it pressed deeper into your inner world. I saw subtle changes in your breathing. I saw the heaviness in your chest. I saw thoughts become unmanageable. You did not announce your struggle. You did not call out for help. But nothing was hidden from awareness. I saw your eyes fill with emotion even as you tried to hold it back. I saw you turn away, wipe your face quickly, and tell yourself to remain composed just a little longer. But your strength was already stretched thin, and you knew it. Tears came quietly, without sound, without attention, without anyone noticing. Not because you were weak, but because holding everything inside had become too much. I saw every tear, none of them were missed. Every moment of that night was fully seen. While you felt alone, you were not alone. I was present closer than you realized, fully aware of everything you were carrying. Your thoughts moved constantly that night, from worry to worry, from memory to memory, from fear to fear. You searched for meaning in what happened. You questioned your decisions. You questioned your future. You questioned your strength. Even when you never voiced those thoughts, they were heard. Your heart carried a combination of past pain, present pressure, and future uncertainty all at once. It became too heavy to hold quietly, and you felt it deeply in your chest, in your silence, in your mind. For a moment, you did not know how to respond to it. You simply endured it. You felt unseen, as if no one around you could truly understand what was happening inside. Even if others were nearby earlier in the day, that night felt completely separate. You may have believed no explanation would make it understandable to others, so you stayed silent. But you were not unseen, you were not unheard. Every moment was fully observed. Every pause in your strength was noticed. Every slowing of your thoughts was understood. Even when your mind became too tired to continue processing everything, it was seen. Even when you only wanted peace, even briefly, it was recognized. Even when your eyes closed hoping for rest while your mind stayed active, it was all understood. There were things you wanted to say but did not. Feelings you could not explain. Questions you could not form, and all of it was understood without explanation. That night had meaning. It was not empty suffering. It revealed how much you have been carrying. It revealed how long you have been holding things alone. And it showed that something within your life needs to shift, not because you are failing, but because you were never meant to carry everything by yourself. I was there when the tears fell. I am here now as you remember it. Nothing about that moment pushed me away from you. It brought awareness closer. And what follows in your life is connected to what that moment revealed. Because I know exactly how heavy what you are carrying feels. I know there were times you truly felt it was all too much to carry. Moments when everything inside you felt tangled, unclear, and painfully heavy. Times when you wondered if the pressure was slowly breaking you apart piece by piece, stripping away your peace, your clarity, your strength. But I need you to hear this with full attention now. Do not push it away. Do not dismiss it. What you have been carrying was never designed to destroy you. It was never meant to erase you. It was never meant to bring you down to nothing. This is not destruction. This is preparation. Even if it does not feel that way yet, your interpretation of this pain has been that it is working against you, that it is pulling you under, that it is draining you more than it is giving anything back. And I understand why it feels like that. I truly do. It feels like it has taken so much from you. It feels like it has left you exhausted instead of strong. But beneath everything you can currently see, something deeper is unfolding. This pressure, this emotional burden, this constant internal weight you have been holding, it is not random. It is not meaningless. It is actively shaping something within you. Something is being formed in your inner world that could not exist without this process. You are still inside it, which is why you cannot fully recognize it yet. Pain is not empty. It is not without direction. It is not without design. Every tear you have shed, every heavy thought you have endured, every silent struggle you never spoke about, all of it is working beneath the surface. You are becoming stronger in ways that are not immediately visible. You are becoming more stable, more resilient, more deeply rooted than before. This process stretches you. Yes, it feels uncomfortable, but that stretching is not breaking you. It is making space inside you for something greater to exist. There were moments when you felt like you were falling apart internally, when your emotions felt unstable, when your thoughts felt scattered and unmanageable, when holding everything together felt impossible. But what you called falling apart was not your end. It was the collapse of what could no longer support your future. It was the release of what could not continue with you into the next stage of your life. It was the beginning of a new formation within you. Strength does not always appear as confidence or certainty. Sometimes strength is quiet. Sometimes it is simply continuing when you feel like you cannot. Sometimes it is staying in motion even when everything inside you feels drained. You have been exercising that kind of strength without even realizing it. Even in your weakest moments, you were still moving forward in some form. Even in your lowest moments, you were still holding on. That is not weakness, that is endurance. And you have carried more of it than you give yourself credit for. There are parts of you developing right now that you cannot yet see clearly. Patience is growing within you. Endurance is forming in deeper ways. Your inner depth is expanding. Something within your spirit is becoming more grounded, more steady, more aware. You are no longer the same person you were before this season began. Even if you feel tired, even if you feel uncertain, something inside you has already changed. Growth is already happening. Now I want you to do something small, not something overwhelming, not something difficult. Just a simple step that reflects awareness that something is shifting. Allow yourself one small action that acknowledges this change. A simple moment of participation in something that represents forward movement. Even a small gesture, like supporting or engaging with what resonates with you, can be part of that step. Not because it solves everything, but because it symbolizes that you are still moving, still choosing forward motion instead of surrendering to defeat. What you are carrying is not only pressure, it is also training. It is teaching you how to stand when you once would have collapsed. It is teaching you how to respond differently to difficulty. It is reshaping the way you think, the way you endure, the way you navigate uncertainty. It is teaching you how to continue even without full clarity. Inside you, strength is forming in hidden places. You may not notice it day by day, but it is visible in how you now handle situations compared to before. It is visible in how you process emotions. It is visible in how you respond to pressure. It is visible in how you keep going even when nothing feels easy. I know this has not been comfortable. I know there were moments when you wished it would all stop. Moments when relief felt like the only thing you wanted. I do not ignore that. I do not dismiss it. But I also see what this season is producing inside you. And what is being produced is not meaningless. It carries value. It carries purpose. You are not being crushed. You are being strengthened. You are not being destroyed. You are being shaped. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming someone deeper than before. even if you do not feel ready yet, even if you do not feel strong yet, even if you do not fully understand what is happening. Trust that something meaningful is forming within you. Do not measure your growth only by your emotions. Feelings shift constantly, they rise and fall, but what is being built inside you is not temporary. It is becoming part of who you are. It is laying a foundation that future challenges will not easily shake. There is a reason you are still here. There is a reason you have not completely collapsed under everything you have faced. That reason is simple. What is inside you is stronger than what has been pressing against you. And that strength is not accidental. It is not random. It is part of your design. So do not interpret your pain as your ending. Do not see it as failure. Do not believe it has taken more than it has given. Something is forming that will become clearer with time. Something is being prepared that will eventually make sense of what feels confusing now. Even as you listen right now, that strength continues to grow quietly within you. Stay present with yourself. Do not give up on your own process. Do not assume this weight means your story is ending. It does not. It means something is being built. It means something is being prepared. It means something is forming that will matter more than you realize today. And through all of it, you are not alone. There was a moment when you came closer to giving up than you have ever admitted, even within your own thoughts. It was not loud. It was not obvious. It did not appear as a clear decision. But internally, something shifted. Something became heavier in a deeper way. Your motivation weakened, not because you lacked ability, but because you had been carrying too much for too long without relief. Things that once felt meaningful stopped moving you the same way. Even small tasks began to feel heavy because your internal load was already overwhelming. You kept trying, you kept pushing, you kept appearing as though things were fine. But inside, exhaustion was already present. You were not careless, you were not weak, you were worn down beyond what most people could see. Hope also began to fade quietly. Not all at once, but gradually. You stopped expecting change the way you once did. You started protecting yourself by lowering expectations. Over time, hope became something distant instead of something alive within you. Your emotional defenses increased because you did not want further disappointment. Your clarity also became clouded. Things that once felt simple became confusing. Decisions felt uncertain. Direction felt unclear. Your mind became crowded with questions. And even in that confusion, guidance was still present, even if unrecognized. There was a moment when you almost stopped trying entirely, a moment when you considered letting everything be as it is. That thought did not come from weakness alone. It came from exhaustion, from unmet expectations, from carrying too much without visible change. You stood at a silent breaking point no one else could see, and in that moment, something intervened. Even if you did not feel it clearly, you were held through it. You were steadied when things could have fallen further apart. Some thoughts were prevented from going deeper. Some emotional weight was softened before it overwhelmed you completely. You thought you were barely holding on, but something was holding you more than you realized. There were moments when isolation felt tempting, but even then, something kept you connected in some way. You were not as alone as it seemed. And right now, as you receive these words, this is not just information passing by you. This is an intentional moment of awareness. If something inside you has been stirred, do not ignore it. Let it become a point of reflection instead of something you walk past. And as you continue forward, remember this. What you are carrying is not the end of you. It is the beginning of something being built within you. A strength that will matter in ways you cannot fully see yet. And you are still here, still becoming, still being shaped. Call to action. Do not walk away from your own growth. Stay with the process, even when it feels unclear, and trust that what is forming within you will reveal its purpose in time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.